Traumatised and powerless, that's how one young man felt after being the victim of a hate crime. A unique approach to tackling the problem's been so successful it's now in the running to win a National Diversity Award.
Yes, Devon and Cornwall Police came up with the idea of using local celebrities to work with schools to raise awareness around hate crime in the hope early intervention can cut the rising number of incidents. The most recent figures for Devon and Cornwall show there have been more than 1,000 hate crimes in the last year. That's up 9% on the year before. The vast majority were racially motivated, but people were also targeted because of their sexual orientation, disability or religion. Well, the Local Heroes programme is now a charity in its own right, and in a moment we'll be talking to its new patron, the actor Greg Wise. First, this exclusive report from Andrea Ormsby.
This is where being of a rugby build actually comes in quite handy.
Famous TV chef Glenn Cosby from the BBC's Great British Bake Off and 20-year-old Nathan Kneebone. This is Local Heroes in action.
Let's see if I can get to the same stage as you. Now you're ahead of me.
Nathan has been the victim of hate crime. He was set on fire.
Scared. Frightened, because it was so unexpected. This was at a lunchtime, and so I went into my next lesson and I couldn't really work. I was, well, basically, it was just really bad, really, so.
And the reason Nathan was targeted? Well, because at the time he had an illness that made him shake, bullied and attacked for being different.
It's shocking for lots of us that something should happen, you know, in the 21st century to someone like Nathan, and there's no need for it, you know, and it needs to be challenged, it needs to be stood up for. So I am over the moon if I can lend my weight, apart from the physical sense, if I can lend my weight or my voice to trying to prevent the kind of thing that happened to Nathan happening again, then I'm so happy to do it.
Getting local celebrities and sporting stars on board is crucial to the Local Heroes programme, which was the idea of Inspector Ryan Doyle from Devon and Cornwall Police.
The culture of celebrity is really key at the moment, and I think young people identify and want to hear from people who've done amazing things. And when someone is stood there in their Team GB tracksuit with a medal around their neck, or it's someone that's been on a TV programme that they've seen, then I think it just pricks their attention and just gets them on board that little bit more.
The pilot scheme launched by Devon and Cornwall Police to tackle hate crime from the classroom has been so successful it's become a charity in its own right, with a famous patron and already a nomination for an award.
The National Diversity Award nomination itself is key because it helps raise awareness of the charity, helps raise awareness of hate crime and the work that we're doing. It's not about winning the award itself, but it means that there are people out there who believe in the work Local Heroes are doing, and that for us is really key, it's really flattering. What we need is for people who have been involved in the project or believe in the project to now go to the National Diversity Award website and vote for us.
Here we go.
The Local Heroes campaign wants to promote values like tolerance, honesty, fairness and respect. Mixing local celebrities and youngsters to get a serious message across seems like a recipe for success. Andrea Ormsby, BBC Spotlight, Newton Abbot.
Well, earlier I spoke to the actor Greg Wise, who's the new patron of the Local Heroes charity. He started by telling me why he got involved with it.
In the olden days when I was at school, if you had any problems at school and you went home, by the time you got onto the bus, you could relax, you could calm down now. But kids have this constant 24/7. And unfortunately, as we've seen with Ask FM and various other things, that kids can really be affected. There can be a terribly corrosive influence of bullying upon children. And what's so wonderful about this crowd, about Local Heroes, is that they're able to empower children to change this.
You seem very passionate about it, Greg. Do you have any particular experience, any personal experience of this?
I have, unfortunately, have experience from both of my children. My son Tindi, I don't know if you know, but he's a Rwandan boy. He's a black boy, and he very fortunately got to go to Exeter University to study politics there. And at Exeter University, which is one of our top universities in the country, was subject to racial abuse there from his peers, and unfortunately also within the wider community from some of the people within Exeter. My daughter as well, when she was at her junior school, had quite a lot of trouble with bullying. We're all the same. There's nothing to fear from people who have a different ethnicity or a different sexual orientation, or who may have some sort of disability, and we're all in this together. We're all human beings. We've got to make the best job of it we can.
Why do you think this initiative has taken off so well?
I think because it's being driven by the kids themselves. Because I'm way past it. I am not at all of the electronic generation of having to keep a profile on all these different platforms of Facebook and I was going to say MySpace, but I think that's gone now, hasn't it? Shows what I know. So I don't understand, and I think generally a lot of the kids will feel, because they're surfing this new age of possibilities that the internet gives. Wonderful possibilities, but also unfortunately possibilities of being abused. And because I don't understand that, and they do, then they're being empowered themselves to be able to do something about it. And I think that's the key to all things, because it's a cliche, but the children of today are the policymakers, are the opinion formers of tomorrow, are the leaders of tomorrow. So they have to sort things out themselves so that this cycle doesn't keep permeating through our society.
OK, Greg Wise, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.
Well, in a statement, the University of Exeter told us it has a zero-tolerance approach to racism of any kind and that incidents are extremely rare. It adds in this particular instance, clearly there were some issues encountered by the student, but he was supported when these problems emerged, went on to enjoy his studies and successfully graduate.